Hello and welcome. Today we are going to learn how to do the Ujjayi breath, otherwise known as the ocean breath. So this is what it looks like, and then I'll explain how to do it. So I should have said this is what it sounds like because it's more about the sound of the breath. Hopefully you were able to hear that. The reason it's called the ocean breath is because it does sound a bit like the ocean waves when they come in and out of the shore. And so, how we make this breath, one of the simple ways to learn to do it is if you think back to childhood, did you ever fog up a mirror or a car window and then draw pictures or write stuff on it? So, fogging it up with your breath. It's kind of like that. So, with me, if you want to hold up your hand as though it's a mirror or a window and just fog it up with your breath. Let's do that one more time. Now do that with your mouth closed. So we're still doing that fogging up motion, but we're doing it with our mouth closed. Good. Now let's add the same breath on the inhale as we're doing on the exhale. Good. And now let's close our eyes. Now we've got the taste for it. Let's close our eyes. We're going to do just a few minutes of this Ujjayi breathing together. So as you do this breath, you want deep, long, slow inhales and exhales, keeping your eyes closed, relaxing your body. You should be able to hear that sound both on the inhale and the exhale as you continue this breath. Completing this last breath and then allowing your breath to return to normal. Still keeping your eyes closed and just noticing inside your internal state. Notice your mind. Notice your emotional state and any physical sensations you may have in this moment. There could be some tingling or other sensations. And just being that curious observer. As to what you notice. And then you can slowly and gradually open your eyes again. So everyone has a different experience sometimes with the Ujjayi breath, but what the research shows us is that the Ujjayi breath is one of the greatest ways to increase parasympathetic activity. So it puts our nervous system into a calm and relaxed state. And part of that is because when we make that slight constriction in our throat, the vibration on the vocal cords as we're doing the breath in and the breath out actually interacts with the vagus nerve. And so through the vagus nerve, we're sending the signals to the parasympathetic to go into rest and digest. So that's one of the biggest, factors or benefits of it. It also improves sleep significantly. So it's a great breath to do, 10 breaths, 9 breaths in bed right before you go to sleep. It improves your mental clarity and reduces anxiety, of course, which goes with, the calming and regulating of the nervous system. And it's known, again, one of the fastest ways to stimulate the vagus nerve and to calm the whole system. And then, of course, which improves our quality of life and our experience. So this is something that you can do at any time. Like I said, before bed is great for sleep. Or if you wake up in the night, that's an option as well. You can do it any time. Usually for this particular breath, 3 minutes is enough. 5 minutes is great too. So feel free to experiment with that. And if you're not sure if you're getting the breath right in terms of the sound, a great sort of little test to do is to plug your ears and to do that breath. So and you should really, when you do that, you should really be able to hear that ocean sound, or sometimes people think of it like people who are just on the verge of snoring, similar sound. So if you can really hear that when you cover your ears, that means you've got it. And if you're finding, just be cautious not to constrict your throat too much. Sometimes people will have trouble getting the air in if they're, over constricting. You just need a little constriction, just enough to make that sound. So again, you can practice with your hands over the ears, or practice, fogging up that mirror, fogging up that car window, and then closing your mouth, and just practice that breath a few times to get the hang of it. And hopefully you have a very positive and pleasant experience with it. And I do have, or will have very shortly, a 5-minute breather section on my website, which will include 5 minutes of Ujjayi among other breaths. So feel free to check that out. All right, best wishes to you all. Thanks for joining.